The Arizona governor is ordering state agencies to take more steps to tackle the problem. And that includes the latest technology to detect wrong-way drivers.
Every second counts, of course, when wrong-way drivers get on the road, endangering everyone that's out there. It's our big story tonight on 12 News at 5 with team coverage for you from both Kevin Kennedy and William Pitts. And Will, what are you hearing? I know you talked to him today. What are you hearing from the folks whose job it is to keep us safe on the roads?
Well, DPS today, when we talked to them, said in the last 24 hours, there have actually been 8 different calls for wrong-way drivers across the state, not just the one we know about from last night. And officials say there's really likely not one thing they can do to fix it all. Governor Doug Ducey finally having enough. In a statement, Ducey said the state must also take action to more seriously address the issue of wrong-way driving. That he wants all Arizonans to know the state takes this issue extremely seriously. Our goal is to reduce fatalities and save lives, and we will take every appropriate measure in order to do so. But state officials say there is no system, no sensor that can stop people from driving the wrong way.
We need to realize that things happen because people are not paying attention or they're impaired. And that impairment is the main reason for all the crashes.
The governor's Office of Highway Safety says Arizona is not dramatically worse than the rest of the country when it comes to wrong-way drivers. And DPS says some other states are higher.
Arizona, because we're here and we see it, we think we're on the forefront of this problem. We are actually outpaced by Texas, California, and Florida when it comes to wrong-way drivers.
DPS Director Frank Milstead says one answer is just stopping people from driving drunk or high. Without impaired drivers, the number of wrong-way crashes would drop greatly. He says a new warning system would help, but will not eliminate the problem. Now, that warning system is still at least 4 months away. It's being developed by ADOT, who said yesterday they didn't want to talk about it, and again today said they didn't want to talk about it. We're live in Phoenix. William Pitts, 12 News.
All right, well, thanks. I think there's a lot of frustration out there with drivers, and everyone's asking the basic question, how does this happen? How does the driver wind up going the wrong way?
That's right. We continue our team coverage right now with Kevin Kennedy, who has been tracing that deadly path that initially started at Sky Harbor Airport. Kevin.
Yeah, guys, we know the driver started here at Sky Harbor Airport. From what we're being told, most likely somewhere around where we are right now near Terminal 2. Somehow he ended up going the wrong way on Sky Harbor Boulevard. A few minutes and miles later, he would crash.
Navigating in and out of Sky Harbor can be tricky. There are on-ramps and off-ramps, main roads and side roads, a sea of signs and arrows to direct drivers. But last night, one man ended up going the wrong way on a one-way.
It's not exactly clear when the driver started going the wrong direction, but we do know he ended up on Sky Harbor Boulevard heading westbound in the eastbound lane. He then headed up that off-ramp.
Once on this road, he would see the backs of several signs, but there are no warnings or do not enter signs alerting drivers they're going the wrong way. The driver using this I-10 off-ramp is an on-ramp. Our camera, when played in reverse, shows what he did. Going about a mile from the airport to I-10, then heading west in the eastbound lane. It was about this spot when the first 911 calls came in.
Have a report of a wrong way eastbound I-10 at Sky Harbor. Westbound in the eastbound, a red passenger car got on at Sky Harbor.
It's still unclear if the driver was impaired, but we do know he cut across 4 lanes of traffic on I-10 before heading north on the southbound transition ramp.
The HOV transition ramp from the 51 to the 10 is just one lane with walls on both sides, making it almost impossible to avoid a wrong-way driver.
The high-impact collision happened just past the split from the 51 to the 10 on this transition ramp, about 3 miles from when he started going the wrong way. The crash less than 3 minutes after the first 911 call came in. So why didn't he stop or turn around? Why did he cross 4 lanes of traffic and use this transition ramp? How could this happen is what DPS and transportation officials must now figure out.
Now, there are wrong way signs and do not enter signs out here at Sky Harbor Airport, but it does not appear that there were any from when he started going the wrong way. And obviously, when he got on that 1-lane transition ramp, that's when the things would certainly turn deadly. We're live at Sky Harbor Airport. I'm Kevin Kennedy, 12 News.
All right. Thank you so much, Kevin. So we have a question for you. Are you afraid to drive on our Valley freeways right now because of the wrong way danger? We want to hear from you. Go ahead and cast your vote right now by going to 12news.com/yourvoice.
As we mentioned earlier, ADOT is now turning to thermal detection technology. It's something that engineers have been testing for a while. Here's what we know so far. Almost since the number of horrific crashes began to rise, ADOT engineers have been feverishly trying to figure out a way to end the senseless tragedies. The roadblock that safety experts say is needed is for the time being going to be a virtual one. For a week back in 2011, researchers targeted the areas across the valley where drivers were likely to get onto roadways going the wrong way. 6 ramps from I-17 and the Carefree Highway to I-10 and Wild Horse Pass were identified. The ramps became controlled test zones for 6 detection systems: microwave, video, magnetic, 2 radar systems, and at the southbound Loop 101 and Peoria exit ramp, engineers installed a thermal video detection system. All the systems alerted drivers with flashing lights and provided rapid warnings to traffic controllers. But the thermal system demonstrated a wider performance range and gave DPS officers quicker notification that someone was entering the highway. The engineers are encouraged by the results, and plans are to roll out a version of the thermal detection system this fall. But as a traffic expert told us back in April,
it's obviously not foolproof. There's no guarantees.
All right, once again, we're asking you to weigh in tonight on this issue that a lot of people are talking about. You can vote in our special voice poll at 12news.com/yourvoice. Are you afraid to drive on Valley freeways in light of this rash of wrong-way drivers?
New at 5, the Boundary Fire burning north of Flagstaff grows to 4